Hello, everybody, and welcome back to some more beautiful WARNO League action as we're going into Division 1 here today. And as always, guys, you can help out the tournament via Match Arena, where if you click the claim code button, you add 25 cents to the prize pool for free, which will be paid out to the players in the end of the tournament. And the link is in the chat. And yeah, we have a fun matchup here at hand between two players who still have to show their league prowess in Division 1, who have shown it in Division 2 over the last couple of seasons, have had one season each in Division 1, if I'm correct. Greyhound might even be here for 2 seasons already. I might actually. Yeah, I think he's here for 2 seasons. And the picks they got are some interesting ones as well. We have learned Eiche, two pretty mechanized focused maps. And we have CLKA versus 19th Moto Strzelecka and 6 Moto Strelki here versus the 2nd Marine Division in the second one. A really interesting match there as well. Classic bands here, Brunette, the HVS, which is really strong, especially with the Cluster Bomber buff lately. Ostre, VTK, 35th. Interesting interesting ban here, 35th. In general, the Maya is a good division as well, especially as a counter pick currently on the right map. So I'm not quite sure if for these maps it would have been that good, but obviously those get picked after maps. So yeah, we're gonna see how this all goes here. OH58 coming out immediately, BO105s and HA as well. That's why I like CLKA a good bit myself as well, and a bit more so than even its Dutch brethren in the fourth, as you have these light helicopter openers that are really affordable and that force the enemy to respect them, and that way you still have some layer 2s and layer 1s to follow it up on the ground. You have some autocannons, you have a good amount of infantry and the helicopter on top, plus good heavy artillery. CKA, really a quite solid division, good all-rounder, though similar things can be said about their opponent here, the 19th Moto Strzelecka. A pretty solid division itself, coming around with the Czech infantry, though the Czech infantry has been nerfed quite heavily over the last year since its release. It's not quite in the same power position that it had been when Southec came out, and that, in my eyes, has made this division a good bit less efficient as well. Don't rank it all that highly, but obviously with the ZZ in front of his name, Greyhound kinda is obliged to play at least one Czechoslovak division each matchup. So he had to pick one here. No, he is capable of playing everything. But Moto Strelci here, moving in through the north, we have more Velitel leaders moving into the middle. So far, nothing out of the ordinary here on side of Greyhound. Likely going to fight for the southern half, south of Delta. Like, usually you decide yourself which side of the mountain ridge you want to win the game and the fight in the early game especially on. Do you want to fight here on the left side, or do you want to fight here on the right side, or lower and north side here? Which side do you want to take? And it seems like Greyhound has gone for the southern part of the map. And on the other side, Bloody Knight has gone for the northern part of the map. So this should set us up for an interesting match where both sides should win their side, but then obviously have to cross the mountain ridge here in the middle and get to the other side, and that will be where the interesting clashes will come along. Panzerwehrkanners moving south will get into the forest here. And then we also have YPRs moving in with the TOW-2 missiles. We have the OH-58 TSs that move in with the Stinger Post air-to-air missiles here to deter any of these Me-2s to getting too close. One of the kind of weaknesses of the Czechoslovaks is that you have to bring your ATGMs and your recoilless rifles in these, and you sometimes have a bit of an advantage from that, being a bit more mobile, but usually the small 4 hit point helicopters leave you at risk of losing your valuable HGM units, and you usually just rather want to have them in a truck, but that's not a transport option. Really bringing an interesting little twist to 19th. And yeah, we have AH1F's Hawks here and the BO105s moving in. We'll try to go decently deep here. Alouette as the recon in front of that. They might go even deeper once they realize that currently there's at least not all that much here from the 19th as deployment still ongoing. These games casted from replay, so unfortunately no gambling on the channel today, guys. As in the meantime, tons of Ecaners moving in here into the forest. And yeah, YP 480, 48 moving in.
Oh, this is a
Around.
tragedy. This
Yep.
is a tragedy of the maximum scale.
MiG-21F, MF moving around. I'm also currently trying to figure out when my final for the Silver Division in PFI is going to be played. Still waiting for the other semifinal. If possible, I will cast that live. Otherwise, I will cast it before my tournament, the tournament final as well, so that we can get that run finished there as well. Had a lot of fun in PFI. I really am happy that I got into Silver League. Maybe slightly above the average skill level in Silver, but as I said, I would have been on the low end in Gold, so I don't think I would have had much enjoyment there. So still a bit thankful there for Anna and that kid putting me into the Silver League. Yeah, don't think I. Yeah, we'll see how we'll go in the finals. Competition there for sure strong. At the same time here, competition for sure strong in Division 1. The AH1F Hog moving south, getting in towards the BMPs, trying to get rid of all the units. The Igla starting to take out some helicopters. The Su-25 does get taken out here. MiG-21 coming in a bit late, but is dealing a lot of damage against the F-16. Should be able to finish it off with guns. Yes, he is able to get the kill there. And the F-16A is getting killed, so in the end, still an okay trade here for Greyhound. As T-55AM1s moving in, these are the interesting one that have the modernized fire control system, giving it max range, but they still don't have the extra frontal armor package, and they don't have smoke launchers either, so in the end, they will get picked off here by the enemy Leo 2A4 as they just cannot smoke off. And against Leo 2A4s, T-55s do not do much at all frontally. MiG-21 getting a kill against the BO-105. F-16 moving around, getting the kill. As we have Iglas moving in. Belitel Zenistu moving in as well. Trying to get into the center. That then would lead to a slightly faster take here, as we see Bloody Knight losing the CV, or no, only having the CV in the south here. Didn't move to Foxtrot. He's now rotating around there, but currently the Greyhound with a slight take. At the same time, though, losing control over the northern part of the map completely. Conqueror's missile being shut down over here as well. So he is in need of either trying to push through the south or reinforcing the north and doing a counterattack. As the Visat Kari special forces together with the Igla engaging the BO-105, those should be able to get the kill there before the BO-105 can do any further harm. Igla's out, and yeah, does finish off the job. Does get the kill there. As the Nantaras moving in here, the Dutch light infantry moving towards the forest. The F5A here moving in as well, trying to get some bombing runs onto enemy targets as we have Iglas and Coops getting a shutout, getting the kill. F5 down here. So nice little free kill here for Greyhound. Bloody Knight not quite with the place just yet to do anything about the southern push of Greyhound, but at the time is gaining more and more ground in the north himself. As we have two T-72s now rotating up north. Those, if they can get a pounce on the enemy vehicles up north, could turn this around quite quickly. At the same time, you have to be careful. You have to respect the Leo 2. Visat Kari pushing further forward. Engaging in Alouette right now. The Iglas out of ammo, so nothing else to deal with these recon helicopters as of now. Coop does get a hit against the F-16, as the Wizard Kari will fight and win against the Notre here, as they as special forces with 2 medium machine guns versus a single light support weapon. Reservist infantry obviously outlast the enemy quite hard. The Alouettes here, both in danger. One gets shut down, second one does get killed by the Wizard Kari as well, which are now pushing through the forest to get into the zone here. Commandos on the other side, Dutch counterpart here, even a slight bit better in these kind of engagements, as it does have the weaker AT, but it does bring an extra sniper rifle. So with that, should be able to win the stun fight here, as both are 2-vet. Yes, is winning the stress fight, is getting this first stun out, and whoever gets the first stun out can then stress out the enemy fully, which then means that the other side does deal less stress on them. So the first stun, always really, really impactful in the DPS drop-off for the enemy. Even the 3.5 seconds alone already important enough, but especially the continued low accuracy fire after the 3.5 second stun is over. And at the same time, Panzervecaners moving into the south here, trying to get into the corner, figuring out the whole situation. We have M113 CVs moving around, Viltail Znistu rotating around, trying to get away. Though on paper they could just kill this, but Greyhound maybe a bit more scared than necessary. The RPG 7VM should win the fight. So should the T-72. Showing side armor there. Needs to move better. Needs to move its front armor there. Is now still moving side armor. Okay. Greyhound are losing the fight maybe against an M113 with a T-72. Absolutely possible now. Is still contesting the south here a bit, but more importantly is intervening with the enemy YP, trying to go deep. T-72 actually does get killed by the Ehrlichen autocannon. Oh, Velitelix could have done it himself, called in the big cavalry, and the big cavalry gets stopped. Oh no. Oh, this is really annoying now for Greyhound, as that M113 can just come back now. Yeah, infantry better at dealing with these usually in the forest than your vehicles. You know, the Ehrlichen autocannon just has so much DPS, but on the same side, the M113 only has 1 armor, so any AT hitting it just kills it. As BMP1 moving up here, trying to deal with the commandos. Wizard Kari pushed back, forced to fall back into the forest, but still alive, can still be repaired, and 2 more squads of them moving forward here. Plus 1 is now on the side of the blue team, as BMP1s do get taken out by the AT. The Wizard Kari didn't retreat far enough. Still get stunned, still will get finished off there. As we have another Su-25 rocket in the north. This one a good bit better now, as its reload time got changed from 160 seconds to 80 seconds. Really making these mid-sized rocket planes a lot better across the board, no matter the nation. But the giant rocket ones got nerfed a slight bit in reload time. And yeah, Wizard Kari here now pushing up again. Panzer Cannon is getting killed. Yeah, Wizard Kari is just the most basic one. But they also want cheaper ones. So I think they're pretty fine. 2 of them here still doing well. They have a decent AT launcher. Like, they're just a cracked Motorstreltsy, basically. And that's what you should expect from them. Like, better Motorstreltsy performance. Not expect them to just dominate everything. As we have the Pram moving in with smoke here. Little solid mortar here. Getting with decent rate of fire there for the smoke. Whilst the Motorstreltsy RPG-7 in the north will get finished off. And currently Greyhound not really with a solution for the Leo 2s. 2 of them around by now on the battlefield. So Schnitzy nowadays at 40 points. That's one of the latest nerfs to the Czechoslovaks, and I think the one that really took them out of the top tier mechanized divisions. Put them into solid but not great tier. And the age Cobra here, desperately trying to get some kills, but loses line of sight, is kind of twinking around there, trying to find a new angle, but the Eagler is here now, will find the kill, and will find the kill. I'm still not quite sure which direction this game currently is falling to, as the North is still going pretty badly for Greyhound, but at the same time, we have Bloody Knight getting pushed in here in the rear zone as well. Currently now on the battlefield, Dana moving in with solid artillery against the Leopard 1. Does start to deal decent damage, does start to get the kill there. 3 hit points remaining. Kari moving around. Dana picking up, moving around as well. Zelensnitsy will move forward against the Panzerwehrkenners. Kari moving here through the south as well. Whilst we have Nantres and the Bevelingen Mobile being hit by the special forces. And yeah, Nantres, as you can see, they're not much better, but they're still enough better to win these fights here. As the leader moves around as well to get them up to 3-vet. Still no capture here in the middle. Commandos with the extra scope rifle for sure better here, but do get stand down first. Motostralzi moving in as well. Hey, high life limit. Welcome. Hope you're having a good time. If you have any questions, feel free to ask at any time, and don't use your tanks like this. This is first good lesson here, life limit. Don't move your tanks too close to infantry with decent RPGs and forests, as they will go up in fire. Good kill here in the south. Yeah, it's still both sides playing decently well to their strong suits, but Bloody Knight not quite having the numbers, it seems, due to the attrition on both sides, to keep up the pressure in the north. Did get forced back there, but Greyhound still keeping up the pressure in the south. So this is an interesting little scenario. Me-24V rocket moving in here now to keep up the pressure in the south. The Me-2Ts moving in here. And yeah, it's a general really solid position here for Greyhound. Got some good air kills. And yeah, the T-72 kill did stop his counterattack from really taking off in the north, but Bloody Knight, knowing that he has taken a lot of casualties in the south, did not want to risk any further fights up north, did retreat there, and is with that giving the northern sector back while still being under pressure in the south. Issue for Greyhound is he's not really in the center, and the bigger and bigger getting layer 2 plop there is starting to get a bit scary. If those start to find kill after kill, they can snowball quite heavily out of control as well, as 19 does not have close attack. And then we have Wild Weasel here moving in. This is currently a comment between two pro players playing. Red side is a human player, left side is a human player playing in one of the top tournaments. And Leo 2A4B moving back. You're controlling the individual units here on the battlefield, and we have a GG here coming out, as Greyhound is getting the 1-0 victory over Bloody Knight here. Yeah, the trades in the end just a bit too good in favor of Greyhound. Understandable victory here for Greyhound, as yeah, and a decently understandable like surrender at that point. Bloody Knight, as they were just a bit too far behind and starting to really lose the ground in the south. But yeah, the last couple of trades here, as you can see, from minute 9 to minute 12, not a single unit lost on Greyhound's side, and he got a good amount of kills himself, including some units in transport here in the end. So that was a frustrating one. The seaplane going down to the Eagler does not really help at alleviating the frustration. So well played here by Greyhound with the Czechoslovak forces, as the Dutch have been beaten in the hands of Bloody Knight. That will bring us to Eiche, and yeah, on Eiche, really like that matchup. I want to see where 6-YA is now in a world where it does not have a MiG-31 anymore, and I also want to see more competitive play with 2nd Marine. One of the divisions that I've just never quite got the hang of, but I know that it is having a good core, and I want to see it in the hands of a top player like Greyhound. So quite excited to see that. Hope you guys are as well. Quick break, guys, and then we're gonna be back with the cast for game number 2, doing Greyhound and Bloody Knight here. There won't be a game 3. It's a best of 2. It's group stage. Yeah, that's a decent goal. And then you should start with either friendly 1v1 games with somebody on one of the community discords, the SDL Discord, the FOP Discord, the Voice Discord, or just play some team games 10v10s or so. Get the hang of how human players use their units, because the AI is not using it the same way real people do. Like, the AI is a decent challenge, but it's not quite using the same strategies and interactions as a human. So jumping directly from single player to multiplayer can be a bit rough. So here we go with game number 2, Greyhound App 1-0, as we have second game versus the with Greyhound on the US Marines versus Bloody Knight on the 6 Motostrelki Dependent Brigade. And that one is the powerhouse in the ranked, and has been a powerhouse in the last couple of tournaments, though it has lost a MiG-31 since its last big successes. And the MiG-31 was a big part of it. It allowed it to use its MiG-21 cluster bombers without much worry about enemy fighters. It was also able to shoot down any bigger airplane from the other side without having to set up a good AA network. It can set up a fantastic AA network on the ground. It has the Buk, it has the Tunguska. So, not really suffering against bombers, but it cannot get its own planes through as safely as it could before. And on the other hand, we have Greyhound with a division that has everything, but all of it feels slightly more expensive than in other decks, making the opener a bit tough because you have really big infantry squads, for example. Your infantry squads are 13 men instead of your usual 8 to 10 men. And because of that, you pay a bit extra. So you have a bit fewer of them on the battlefield. So your line, pure number-wise, is a bit lower. Because Americans have a bit higher technology on everything as well. So that adds some extra taxes too, here and there. And then in the end, yeah, you just end up with 3, 4, 5 units too few to really feel comfortable in the opener. But all of those units, on the other hand, are pretty efficient. So if you can start to get them working in the combined arms that you want them in, they can be really strong. And yeah, there are some fun extra toys like the M60s with extra penetration. There is a fantastic air tap in the division as well with F-14s in the sky and so on. And then on the left side, we have Spätskruppe A and so on moving around here as well, which mod of flavor, Spätskruppe A, all of those recon units decent, but not really gonna break anything. The US Marine Corps recon units at least are equipped with an 84, unlike their normals, US recon counterparts. But we have in the north one of the key units of the Marines, the LAE scouts in the LAV 25 with the 25mm Bushmaster autocannon that can really demolish light vehicles. Not all that many on the other side, but it can even win against BMP-1s if it gets an ambush on them. And yeah, we have a lot of helicopters moving out here for Bloody Night. 2 Mi-8 Escorti, now pretty much the same supply total cost. Oh no, actually even those went down. Like, yeah, these are a bit more expensive, the 240mm S24s, but the 80mm ones got a good bit cheaper. And they still have the R60s on the side as well. In general, I'm really interested to see where all the rocket helicopters will get to now. Like, we see a good bit more usage of them throughout WARNO competitive play by now, but I'm still not sure if that's just people trying to get them work and maybe believing they get them work, but in the end they still are a bit too low, or if this is actually the spot where they are now in a good place and where they actually are worth bringing around again. It was really a shame how little of the rocket helicopters we saw, especially the Mi-8. It was basically an endangered species of helicopters. Like, you saw a couple transport ones and a couple recon ones, but that was about it. And yeah, now there is a good show of force without them, with them around. And yeah, we have the LAE scouts moving in south. We have the assaultmen, which is a really interesting squad with an SMAW recoilless rifle that has both AT and HE rounds fire at the enemy. And then yeah, we have the LAVL resupply vehicle. We have some stingers. We have some more of the assaultmen to really win these fights against other infantry around these buildings. As the recoilless rifle also has the demolition trait, enabling it to deal true damage to enemy infantry ahead of them with those rounds. So usually buildings give damage protection. This you still deal it through 8.3 HE damage. But the Mi-8s rotating up north. Only one stinger around here. That won't be enough to stop the enemy from moving around here. B2 Urn under attack. US Marine Corps riflemen moving up. The helicopters dealing decent damage. Even the R60Ms on the Mi-8 Escorti being used. But 3 of them only shot, the last one being on the routed helicopter, and only one of them hitting. Next thing over here, doing a decent job. The other Mi-2's already shut down. Mi-8 does go down as well, so in the end, not the best start here for Bloody Knight once more. Not using up the rockets in the rocket helicopter. And losing the BMP-1 here. The last little missile engagement as well. Is in control of the middle, but actually kind of gives that up here now to rotate up north with his tanks and the IVs with infantry inside. As a Tunguska is using UATs to move in here, but I like where Greyhound is currently taking that. Hasn't taken any losses, has slowed down the other side decently far, and now can maybe start to assemble the forces that he had to save on into the middle. He's starting to lose a couple of units, like the sniper team and extra recon vehicles here, but is, in my eyes, still in a strong position to keep up enveloping the enemy here. Yeah, Humvee here now, moving in. See the mod clever slowly moving forward. Me too, Urns getting in again. On the other side, we have the Super Cobras, one of the coolest little helicopters that is coming out of the Cold War era in my eyes. Really, the Twin Cobra here with the good-looking double cockpit in the front. General, pretty slick fuselage and all. Like, I like the thin look of the Cobra, the thin layout, and this one just being a bit more streamlined than the average Cobra is really making them look fantastic. As Hydro rockets, which got buffed in their price as well, and on the other side we see good amount of L-39 HE bombers. These cannot deal with helicopters. They don't have a gun and they don't have missiles, but they each have 500 kilogram bombs, so they can still deal a lot of damage as they're flying up north, trying to find some more targets. HE bomber moving in to deal with the Stinger. Modov clearer does go down in the center. The LAV-25 engaging with the Spets Group. We have the L-39 taking a hit, but getting its bombs dropped off. And another one moving in for the LAV-25. Not moving, so the bomber likely gonna hit. At the same time, A6E AT plane coming in, getting the Tunguska. Getting a good kill there. But fight here is opened up again in the south. We see that Bloody Knight is keeping up the fight. Has really little in the middle, but that has not been sniffed out by the other side yet. And his helicopter is actually kind of caught catching the US Marine Corps aero rifles off guard. MiG-21 flying in. The Humvees moving in all around. Ooh, this is... Oh, yeah, one going down immediately in transport and one being heavily damaged after just dropping out. Oh, this is looking pretty rough there. Some annoying losses. And as I said, infantry is extra expensive with this division. So replacing them is annoyingly expensive. MiG-21 does get shut down by F-14 Tomcat. Tomcat can get out there now. But the situation here in the south is okay. The Sea Knight falling back. And we have the A6E Swipe AT plane moving in with two Maverick E's, trying to find some T-55s or preferably even a T-54B, 64B, which does get one shot by one of those Mavericks hitting it as well, and obviously a good bit more worthwhile target than a measly T-55. With the L-39s keeping up the pressure, Stingers reloading as the US Marine Corps M60A1 up the engagement. T-55 does go down to the Humvee tow. AT plane trying to find the alignment, but Smoke is keeping it from doing so. As Mudschützen do get destroyed. Stingers disengaging, trying to get out of the fight. Saltman cut down in the south. Marine Corps Rifleman Dragon moving up. Will find the kill there. So the flank in the south is looking pretty annoying for Bloody Knight now. Still has the center, still does not get ticked against here at all, but needs to find a way to keep that fortified, whilst likely going to pressure up further north, potentially able to flank down south. PSH SPWs being destroyed here, Motschützen on the battlefield. A1 bis flying in, staying in circle. We have Phobos and BMP-1P. Yep. L39 ZOs will go for the bombing kill in the south. Bomber missing the target there. Stinger reloading. And yeah, we see the capture in the north now. +2 back up for Bloody Knight. Helicopters slowly trying to find a path up north to the front as well, as the Stinger teams have been killed. So this could be a real annoying push there with those helicopters. And yeah, seems like uh, Greyhound just needs to take some time here. Needs to rebuild the forces. Second, he's still having a piece of frontline here for now, but needs to stop taking casualties here right now to really get the combined arms online, because currently it's a lot of units away from each other, and those L-39s are not trying to prevent that from happening with a good bombing run there against the US Marine Corps riflemen. And UATS goes down in the south. CV immediately moves back in to get the capture there. Have some recon units in the south. MP1, SP2 moving around, trying to maybe get some ambushes there, but the US Marine Corps recon should be able to deal with that with its 84. As the M60. Okay. The L39 disengaging again. We have MiG-21 and a good amount of air on the other side on the battlefield at the same time, and there comes the Tomcat. Gets some missile out, but good reaction there. So we see some death here as well. MiG-21 in the end still does get shut down. FAV moving in. Oh, there's a sheer synth, but if that could get spotted by the recon unit here, that could be easily counter battery or so. And you have decent artillery in the second US as well. As the autoloader synth is a really valuable target. There will be no game 3 sneaky. This is a best of 2. If Bloody Knight wins it, that will be a draw. We are playing in the group stage here with best of 2s. But we will cast more games, don't you worry. This Marine Corps riflemen getting pushed back. SPW PSH is here. The rifleman taking some damage. P1 fully moving up there. Repair here, pretty key. As the M109 getting onto the battlefield. Yeah, the Recon here is at least spotting some units moving in, but not able to get all the way through. Driving past. So, question is, how do you get into the center? There is not all that much here going around for Bloody Knight, as the F-14 does find another victim. Yeah, the infantry plus smoke mortar should give the let's see, Greyhound in position to try to get into that middle point. Phobos under fire. Phobos starting to melt away there, and that's one of 2 infantry units here. But the issue is that the AT on the side of Greyhound is not fantastic either. Has, well, 60 here. Does get a kill against the L-39, so at least those bombers will start to stop now. The last one got a final bomb off, getting one of the spots, but one more force is moving on. Ooh, it hit the engineers. More infantry here involved in the south, but so far... Ooh, there we go. See the recon unit pushing deep. But it does get spoiled by Aufklärungs BMP-1, so the Bloody Knight should be able to figure that position out. Here's accurate shot currently on the adjacent. Marine Corps rifleman getting under potential fire. Artillery here, constantly firing. Constantly keeping up the corner smoke. But so far, 0 points gained for this. 0 points gained so far. So yeah, only the southern point is not enough. You need some more than that. For example, the center zone. Ooh! The 50 cal is moving in, is going for the kill, and is getting the kill on the enemy artillery. Ooh. Bloody Knight not cleaning that up. Does get killed there. Does try to push deep, but loses his CV there as well. That kill against such an expensive and strong artillery piece there is big, so really nice victory for Greyhound, who now has to find a way to stop the +4 from happening. At least killed the CV before it made it +6, because +6 would have been really painful, but even with +4 right now leaves the game timer at 7 minute 22, so Greyhound needs to find a way to stop that tick fast enough so that it does not go up all the way against the against the time here. B2 Urn getting the kill against the enemy. Gets killed by the Stinger that way around. The US Marine Corps Rifleman Dragons in the north. Chilling for now in the forest. The CV for Greyhound getting heavily damaged as well. And is popping off too. Okay, rip. Mr. Humvee. Humvee going down as well. Supply needed up here. We see more mortars. We see the US Marine Corps M60A1. As we have the mortar once more firing. Super Cobra around here as well. US Marine Corps M61. Yeah, A1 moving around. We have an Era trade one as well. This is the one with the extra penetrating rounds. XM 900 E1. Really, really strong round. Allowing it to get 23 penetration at 1925 meters range. So that's fantastic. That's on par with the best rounds in the game. And really allows you to deal with stuff like T-55s. And even T-72s, relatively good. But you have to be careful to not get shot because your tank, well, has 12 armor, but that's not super much. So plus the crits can get you out of there as well. The Bronco dying. We see a Uragun replacing the Ascent, and that could be. No, it's actually not great. It does deal with one unit there, but it is actually not a great hit there from the Uragun. Yeah, rocket artillery nowadays could be more interesting as well. We have seen return in different shapes and forms by now, fit into all levels of WARNO play. So that is nice to see, but Uragun still really quite expensive to reload. Quite a lot of reload time there. Have more supply trucks and more. Yeah, moving in and trying to get a hit. So far, still absolutely no chances here, or no points for Greyhound here to get on the board. Still add 0 points in this game. Still has a good amount of time, but need to figure it out. 22 minutes. Greyhound, come on. What are you going to do here? 109. Getting ready to fire. Trying to counter battery here. No. Firing onto an empty spot. Riflemen with dragons moving up. We have all the M60s, but one of them already getting shot here. The recon not quite close enough. This recon also not having AT. We see the strong Hellfire missile HA-1F 1V Super Cobra having 8 Hellfire missile. Does get the job done. But now try to do that against these vehicles as well. Okay. More Conquerors moving in on the side. That is a deep OV-10 Bronco. Yeah, rightfully so. Tried to get ambush, I guess, the artillery, but rightfully so, shut down there by the MiG-21. So the MiG-21 did suffer a good bit as well. But yeah, riflemen do collapse here all around. As the M60s need to try to get up on that hill to actually be able to take part in this battle now. Humvees and riflemen once more got taken out as the wombo combo. Cobra under fire. Does get some shots back against the Spectre Redka, and so far is not getting killed here by the Books. Books both out of ammo, so the Super Cobras, both of them actually can just go ham. As a good amount of kills here have been achieved. The Bronco once more down, but the mod outplayer, the BMP-1s, and now potentially a T-64 that does not really have a lot of protection, as all the AA is out of ammo. So that could be the success story. For Cobra not trusting the situation is not getting closer, but neither should the Books. Losing the Books would be really, really painful here. They are both pretty good anti-helicopter and fantastic, especially against aircraft with their long range, so you really don't want to lose them at this stage. But the V-25s here, engaging a Rapira, but they're getting engaged by BP-1, gunned down, and needs to get the hell out of there. SPW, PSH, dealing with the US Marine Corps engineers. We have the assaultmen, together with a good bit more recon, trying to take the corner of the right side of Dimitri. But the artillery park is nice and all, and yeah, the front line, not so much. As the M60s, you have to be a bit more careful, but thirdly, seems like Greyhound is on a similar kind of ride as they were the last one, and where they were able to slowly but surely outgrind the enemy here. But so far, not achieved yet, and they start to run out of time here. And the 1,200 points are not trivial to reach with 19 minutes remaining. Would need Sol +2 for a while. Really start to make sure that you're good range. Same time, have Iglas and Polomachiki here chilling out in the south and to hold the line. Yeah, CV finally getting for the center. CV sniping in this game has been pretty good so far. Both sides potentially running try eventually here on those kind of units. Still no supply here for the M60s. We have the Humvee tow engaging against the MTLBs. Will find the kill. Tuska under fire here as well. The Lav 25 engaging the Motostralkis. Stralky BMP engaging. Lav 25 moving forward. Conkers does go down as well. We see the T-64Bs sitting up in the forest in the north. Still slightly besieging the enemy rear zone here. Oh, and nice 781 mortar. As yeah, Greyhound needs to find a way to really take control over the town. He has the slightly better infantry just by sheer size of the infantry, and he has a good amount of spots there. Engineers now moving in as well. But So far, he has not been able to clear up this hill. The death of the smoke mortar gonna make it a good bit more annoying to deal all of this as well. M60 in the north, not really in an engagement position here. Not really having the angle to get a good shot out. There are still a lot of missiles remaining here, so pushing that with a tank might not be the best idea either. Rapira does go down. We have a MiG-21 BCA. That's a really ballsy unit to send after one of the best fighters, but the best fighter already got hit by a Book, so in that case, it is fine. That last shot of the Book I actually did miss. As we see the CV moving in at the same time, though, MiG-21. Yeah, not great at dodging missiles, and that does hurt. Or Bloody Knight here. Artillery. Ooh, going for the counter battery. Will get the kill there against the M109, unless everything goes wrong. Oh, does not get the kill there against the M109. The last 4 rockets all landing off targets. That's really annoying. As the Marine Corps Rifleman 84s really demolishing the SPW and the PMP2 club. PMP1s, they're all dead now. The situation is kinda escalating. The interesting little helicopter on top. Trying to get the Luftsturmjäger Matties into the right spot to really reduce any chance of enemy vehicles getting through. Us two about to be reached here for Greyhound. Rifleman finally starting to push on the stove. I was the whole time wondering when this will happen. Makes sense. Keep the pressure off for now, as the other units are more necessary right now. Keep the north safe, keep center here under decent control as well. The Humvito trying to get involved as well. Stingers. Being the sky here is clean for now. Like the airplay here of Play Night when it comes to bombers has been reduced with all the L6 trainers being shut down, and now this is not as much of a problem anymore. The Super Cobras still numerous. A on the other side with 2 Books on the front line, potentially Tunguska, so pretty solid as well. And yeah, the recon shenanigans that was done with the 50 pelts works only beginning and would also need a narrow code for that. Okay. Yeah, both sides. Engagement. 60A1 era. Bring up, gets side shotted there. Takes a lot of damage. As the T-64 does get the kill. Ooh. Yeah, the CV is in. It +2 take is there, but as I said, +2 already not really good enough here, and also just want to push the enemy out of this zone, because getting a CV in here, you don't control the whole. The enemy does not control the whole zone that way around. Is a lot tougher than pull it like this. Ooh. Launcher. Have a pull off here. Could go Costa. That would swing the favor around again. It's +2 is really +2, not really enough here for Greyhound at this point. As you only get 80 points per minute, but he would need around 100 points per minute to equalize the score and then start getting ahead. Does not quite have that. MP1 leaders moving on, and Blynut even tries to get away with further stuff. Uldana. Triple M1, the double M19 here, and a mortar. Yeah, guys, I'm a bit sorry again. No, actually slept decently long and well last night, but I guess my brain after 8 hours of work, driving bicycle there and back and doing some sports, just kind of in relax mode again, sitting on the PC here right now. Ooh, kind of funny when I'm playing myself, it can't focus nonstop. Like even though I'm talking actively, my brain starts to just turn off and be like, yeah, no, go to rest here right now. Pretty interesting. Love 28 being around does get the special red gun. As I said, it also goes away usually a while. We'll see. Sure, we're gonna cast the other series, just might need to do some more push-ups and so on in between again. As the M60 A1 era pushing forward. Really cool looking tank and unique tank as well, with its mix of insane penetration, but on a older, lower range, lower frontal armor platform, like kind of similar to what you have with the AT guns in 27th, where you have those high pen AT guns as well that also do not have the great rangefinder though. Also have a lower range. Yes. Situation here is now starting to finally get a bit better for Greyhound, but he still would need a +3 here. Just Marine Corps Recon getting behind here, but does not have resupplied yet. Oh no! Not sure if Greyhound didn't notice it, but he's still getting the kills there. Okay, Conqueror's next issue. Okay, units not engaging the Conquerors as those have not been spotted, it seems like. Engineer and Rifleman moving around. Okay, now they start to engage it, but Conqueror's already stunning it down. Artillery starting to do some good hits here too. The Perry RPO are under fire. Marine Corps Rifleman 84 getting pushed here. M60 A1 era engaging against the Motorstrucker BMP. We have 81 military mortars getting the smokes around the battlefield. Cobras pushed back. Cobras stunned down. One routed. One damaged. As we see the GS artillery trying to go for the CV snipe again. The M109's on the other side trying to go for similar jobs, going into the corner for the BMP-1. Stinger not getting the kill against the MiG-21, but the MiG-21 with the damage won't be around for all that much the remaining time of the game either. M60 eras bring in M109s firing and starting to get the hits. +2 still would not be good enough here for Greyhound, but at least would lower the gap and get him a bit closer to the goal. He now still needs to get the kill against BMP-1 here in the middle. That would then give him a +4. That would be good enough. So is Greyhound actually doing it again? He has started to get a lot of forces on the battlefield again. His M60s all survived. The enemy tanks have been reduced. The BMP-1 PGs not really that active lately anymore. Recon BMP there gets shut down as well. The ERA units really able to get into the right ranges. and use their heavy tank here. And 2nd Marine Corps actually might have a shot here. This is a long shot here. Really solid setup here for Bloody Knight on the defense. And yeah, Bloody Knight, knowing now that it's all about the survival part of this game, is being aimed at here with the artillery, but it's not on target. Recon has not spotted the BMP-1 positioning. As we have a US Marine Corps M60 Recon CV tank here. Ping up as well. Cobra. The Super Cobras all not being used right now. That's a missed opportunity by Greyhound in my eyes. So has forced a lot of Tunguskas, but those reloaded and then sent through the south here, for example, could do a lot. Maybe could even try to go for the enemy artillery, if you can get them around there. Well, the CV situation here, BMP does get hit, but does not get killed. So on the other side, does not find the target. T-64B does go down, but that's not quite the same. As the CV is actually being moved out to repair. Yeah, +2 extra here for Greyhound. That would be then 160 points per minute. That would get him a lot closer, actually. Even that starts to become too little, though. Like, and the longer he stays on only a +2, the more points he needs late game. More he needs to fully break the enemy. Seems like Bloody Knight has started to run out of units that are actually worth bringing. Like, he's still spamming out a decent amount of units, but like E-Glass Conquerors, T-64, like the baseline infantry is kind of out. T-64 is obviously still good, but those numbers not been reinforced lately, and okay, now still has the T-80B card to play. Yeah, the lack of recon on this to the CV here is a bit annoying for Greyhound. Now rotating around some helicopters. Yeah, finally starts to use them here. As we see the Igla opening up fire, but does get killed by the rocket Super Cobra. Second one still involved here as well. Pulamachiki under fire. We have an A6E intruder with seed missiles failing to get the hit on the target and just getting demolished in the sky. But the CV has found a path here in the rear zone. Yes, LEV-25s moving around as well. Oh, Hellfire missiles flying out. But the Tunguska too strong of an AA piece here. Yeah, does get kill on one of them. The other Super Cobras have to get the hell out of there. The Humvee has to be really careful with the infantry in the forest as well. That is now pushing it. One more Super Cobra biting the dust. And the CV does go down. Brings it up to a +3, but not anything further. 1K here. Not being spotted yet either. Not being killed yet either. The US Marine Corps gunners moving up here with all their MGs, but they at least have the light weapons. Like, they're one of the few kind of gunner squads that do that, so they can fire on the move. Still not amazing. The BMP-1 did just get killed, though. I'm not even sure by what. Was it the Humvee TOW? Yet I think the Humvee TOW got a line of sight there. So the CV does go down. That brings it up to a +5. And yeah, we don't see any further CVs here on the side of Bloody Knight, so... No! Oh, the snipe on the CV on the other side! Before it can get the full capture. And every single second is so important here right now. And is there any CV close by? The CV down here went down. The CV in here went down. The only CV I see right now is this one. It's getting into a transport. Oh... +3 is not enough, and +5 even might not be enough now at this point anymore. +5 is a lot of points. It's 240 points per minute, so with 3 minutes remaining, that's 720 points. But that would get it a draw, I guess, in the final game here. But he would need a +8 or so now. He would need to get Feodor as well, and especially as he still will need some time there. Oh god, what an important bombing run there by Bloody Knight. Securing at least a draw here, I would argue, and likely securing the victory with this as well. As this zone here under pressure now as well. Oh no, there was weird movement clicking around here by Greyhound as well. This Marine Corps engineer leader is not moving on the most economic way into the rear zone here. It's now moving in, needs to immediately tap off and then jump back in and then go for Theodore. As yeah, that so seems to be the last CVs on both sides. Well, like this, it is the single last CV here on either side, but +2 and or +3 and a +5 for 2 minutes. That's not going to be good enough. He needs to immediately jump back in. He is jumping back in, and he needs to drive here. Yes, he is driving there. Is that going to be good enough? That will get him all the way up to a +9 there for a couple of seconds. But these couple of seconds here of this unit moving around might have cost him significantly. Like on a quick tick like this is quite big. Nothing here can deal with anything anymore. Like Bloody Knight is down to the ripping the barrel here, just throwing planes at a problem whilst not having a frontline anymore. But he might just have traded long enough in the early game, might have gotten the tick up far enough to still getting away with it. We see some helicopters moving in here. 1 minute and 11 seconds. Yeah, around the 1 minute mark, it will go up to +7. And then at the 40-second mark, it will go up to a +9. That still might be enough here for a draw to get him to the 100, to the 1,350 point mark that he needs here. +7. Oh, the capture is so annoyingly slow right now. It will even only be a 30-something seconds that he has the full zone. Never like these are the moments where I realize how long it actually takes to fully capture a zone. It's even less than 30 seconds. Wow. 25 seconds here. And yeah, no point in driving here. He won't arrive there in time. That he did not get that one. That the infantry got killed by these motostrikes. Huge one as well. As those couple 40 extra points over the last couple of minutes would have been enough as well. But yeah, it won't be enough. It won't be enough. It's a couple of points too few. But what a hold here by Bloody Knight right at the end. What a game. What a finish. I'm right awake now again, guys. As Greyhound just barely fails to get this one. Bloody Knight getting the 1-1 draw here in the end. Really fantastic start into Division 1 here. Like, what a show by these twos. And yeah, Bloody Knight just throwing every little last cent on the enemy to just get that kill there. Like, yeah, that call on the okay, I have lost my CV in the middle. I need to kill the enemy CV right here, right now, so that they don't get the full capture. And then I just need to pray and hope. Like, yeah, it worked out here, and in the end, he can claw in the draw. The first game, yeah, he just went a bit too many times into bad trades. He didn't trade well here in the end either, but he got better ground this time around. I think he could have done that similar things in game one, but he just gave up the ground in the enemy rear. And yeah, maybe he lost a bit. Yeah, one or two more better trades in the other game where I guess needed to really get the Dutch on the ground. Dutch are also really allergic to losses more so than other divisions than CLK, fourth even more so. But yeah, GGP to both of these. I hope you enjoyed these guys, as we have more games coming for you. Those will be from Division 2. So a quick break, guys, and then we're gonna go for a really fun Division 2 matchup. So here we go with the second game of the day with John Warno, aka Wasn't Plus, who just forgot to change his name, against Mr. Aster Law Easter here on the right side. One of a good collection of previous Division 2 champions that have found their way back to Division 2 at one point. And yeah, this is Pasta's fall out of Division 1. So obviously, falling out of Division 1, being a former Division 2 champion, kind of puts you in there on the pole position for being prime candidate to win Division 2 again. And we'll see if Pasta can keep it up, or if already Wasn't Plus here can throw something in that way and stop the wheels of Pasta's war machine from turning. As this is an interesting matchup. Pasta has played quite a bit of first 2K lately, from my intel. And yeah, on the other side, we have 6 Panzer here. A division that is all about the layer 1 spam, that has gotten its air spam nerfed lately. Like, the air spam was the second big part of it, which is still really good. And still can add on top of that. And you have a bit of a forward deployment section with it, with special forces forward deployment, Filters Milans, that don't get any assistance. So, like, that's the only forward deploy unit you get. And it's an HGM unit, though. So, it's good. It's good. It's on par with other top level forward deploy HGM units. But it's still kind of funny that the normal Kampfschirmer don't come with this. And they follow up later behind all of this. So maybe they don't follow up at all. And yeah, the other interesting formations in these are in the infantry tab with the Panzervernichtungs and the equivalent that they stole the Panzerfaust from. The Deckungsgruppe, there we go. Panzervernichtungsgruppe and Deckungsgruppe, which are basically two Panzergrenadier squads merged into one that gives fire support and one that is out there hunting tanks. Both of them actually for a decent, more pricey reaction now at 30 points. And yep, those will move in here and get the Marder 1A2 through the front line. We have the Leo 1A2s in the north here that will move through Foxtrot. The Panzervernichtungsgruppe up there as well. On this map in the forest, quite a strong squad, but on the other side, Chieftain family is assembling with Chieftain Mark 9s. Chieftain always has been a weird tank in WARNO. I don't think it's a bad tank per se anymore, but it's still a weird tank in that it is pretty slow. It has a really high pen gun for a tank of its price, but at the same time, it has low rate of fire on it, and it has also pretty mediocre front armor protection on in comparison to other tanks of its price points, paying for that pretty high pen gun, pretty high pen 120mm gun. And yeah, that's the same for the Chieftain Mark 9 and the Chieftain Mark 11. The Mark 6 falls a bit off because it also loses a bit of pen, but is then actually pretty well protected for its price point and so on. So I like the tank tab of first, but yeah, that's not coming in here. I like the tank tab of First Stove as it mixes these Mark 9s that are decent medium tanks together with the Challengers, and that gives you decently priced heavy tank as well, like the cheapest heavy tanks around. So it's really a heavy tank division on discount with a bit of forward deployment and so on as well. It cannot quite compete with the heaviest tanks on with 1v1 matchup, like if you fight against Leo 2A4Bs or Leo 2A4Cs or against M1A1s or against T80BVs, you start to lose out with those. But on the other hand, you're also cheaper a bit on average than those divisions, and you get a decent cost-efficient opener here out of all of this, making first UK a pretty interesting division in my book. And with the Tornado Fighters, it should also have something at hand to deal with the Tornado Bomber rushes on the other side. Area Paras here, the reservist airborne forces, is a pretty unique kind of feature as well. These guys only coming up to 1 vet, cannot get them higher, but usually other paratroopers start at 1 vet and go all the way to 3, and sometimes even starting at 2, or being special forces. But they get in here with their Gustavs, SAS patrol, getting around, seeing about everything. Well, it's the first Chieftain Mark 9 already gets popped in the north, though, by the Leo 1A1 2 plop. And this is a pretty good map for the Leo 1, as it is a pretty close range territory all across, and you can assemble them in these numbers to get those shots out, to get into that 1,925 meter range, and immediately use their pretty decent penetration gun for those ranges. The Leo 1 A2 A1s and 1A1 A1s, they cannot just drive onto the enemy frontally anymore and just try to win that way. That those times are over. You need to get into range somehow, some way. Like T-55s and the Leo 1A2 A1s, they all have been balanced to that price point where they are still really strong if used in the right terrain, in the right spot, and used to be able to engage immediately. But obviously, if the field is a bit more open, they have to actually cross through it and take a couple of shots and so on. They can't just take that anymore and still have enough of them hitting the enemy afterwards, which is a good thing. The pure light tank spam meta was not a fun one either. Or, like, it was okay, but it fade. And yeah, we have Hell Arms here now, moving around, getting into position to try to deal with it. There is no AA up north right now. There are F-16s. There is now also F-104. Against other divisions, this thing can be insanely annoying. I believe in this matchup, with the potential for a good couple of tornadoes fighters on the other side, you should be able to cope with them eventually, as it will now go on hunt for the track drop here, though, and drop its bombs here onto the track drop here and get the kill. Yeah, the drop pattern changes really made these high release bombers, especially with fast speed, quite strong, that can kind of fling their bomb onto the enemy. Actually not super unrealistic, like releasing on high altitude and using your high speed to give the bomb enough inertia to travel decently far onto the target is quite nice, but obviously in real life that would not be quite as pinpoint accurate as it is in WARNO, making those kind of bombers pretty annoying and yeah, really efficient, as AA has little to no chance of engaging them unless it's really good long range AA, and that's one of the weaknesses of the Brits. They don't have that, and they don't even have good gun-based AA, so they really have to rely on their missiles to eventually connect. Or in this division's case, I would argue, rely on the tornado to do the work for them. Next, F-104 GHE. Back on the battlefield here. We'll try to get back on target, get some bombing running. This is the Terrier Para Carl Gustav versus Panzer Grenadier situation here. Is going pretty well for the bigger squad. Panzer Grenadiers was back as the Panzervernichtungs did not engage with them. And Chieftain actually able to engage here as well, but yeah, the F-104 is just able to release from far away, getting the bombs on target, getting the heck out again. Next, F-104G, moving onto the battlefield. We'll get around here for the next bomb drop in a second. We have Gazelle HA rockets moving in. Now, it could be cheaper to reload as well. Exactly half fly points, so kind of worthwhile reloading these Gazelle swarms now as well, which makes them at 20 points really solid as well. Link Salam here, trying its best to assist in the northern engagements here too. The scouts with the low 80s, about to get into some buildings in the middle. Really interesting little match as the bombs, yeah, you can see, like, it started to release its bombs over here, and they drop all the way over here. They do miss because they were hand fired, but he needs some tornadoes, something with long range missiles to actually be able to intercept them. If you play with a division that, like 16th Belgians or so, that does only have short range fighters and only like mid and short range AA, you really suffer against the F-104s. F-16As, moving in again. And assist against the Lynx potentially, but I guess rather here to intercept tornadoes that try to intercept the F-104. Seed plane moving around, does get a shutout, but fails to hit the Roland with its seed missile. The Roland able to fire back, and the F-16 right behind it as well. The tornado seed is alone. That's a bit surprising. F-16 at least out of missiles here, only carries 4. So not able to do anything else as the F-104 is waiting out a Javelin. Then supposed to get its bombs dropped on it. Is failing to do so though. Javelin not really moving away though, and the Sultan actually might eat a stray here. NATO getting in, trying to kill the F-16. Has a lot of long-range missiles as well. But the Super Temps not hitting. The tractor up here gets the hit this time around, prolonging the reload time significantly. Each hit here is 1 minute of repair time. Reload and repair works at the same time, so if this unit takes 1 damage, then it repairs at the same time as the bomb is reloaded. But if it takes 6 damage like it just did there, then it will have a 6-minute reload time. And that obviously is quite significant. Leo 182A1. They'll get killed off here in the north as well. And Pasta actually currently the one with the +1 as the capture in the middle is achieved. But the F-104s need to be dealt with. And Pasta currently not quite having a solution for this yet. Armored rifles getting hit around the board. Chieftains getting hit against the Jaguar too, but not quite finding the kill there. So they eat a TOW 2 missile as well. Jaguar 2, fantastic little ATGM vehicle. Have BO-105, R1 moving in. Leos as well. And yeah, the north under siege here, but Bosnipolis not able to break it yet. So I'm really worried by the lack of this second tornado on the side of Pasta. Like I feel like in this matchup you just want to make sure that the enemy, you don't have that many planes actually in 620. You at most have 5 strike planes. So every single one you do get killed against them just means that they have a lot less potential for enabling the air tap. And yeah, I'm surprised we did not see 2 tornadoes earlier, as 2 tornadoes together also can knock away any F-16 from actually getting close enough due to the stress damage on attempts. Yeah, we did not see that. SAS patrol here, now engaging against the Panzervernichtungsgruppe. Starting to kill some stress damage there with their long-range sniper. Chieftain Mark 9 being involved now as well. Abbott firing to the CV Sultan, trying to find a new spot. Ooh, over Milan, getting hit. Trying to disengage, but too late, and the Javelin team next to it actually gets killed as well. But Panzer Fuchs pushing in close here. Lynx Hellam did not engage it. Is about to engage it now. Smoke is around. Yeah, wasn't it plus losing that unit as we have F-104s in the sky. Getting around to try to get some bombs on target again. +1 for our player in blue right now. But getting ready to fire again. Right here. Aiming for the center. Mark 9. Turian. Mark 5 AVRE. And the warrior Pleeks. Moving in. Centurion. AVRE. Really good at dealing with these smaller squads. Like it can two-shot all of the 6-man squads. And obviously stunts on everything at first one. But yeah, the real big question is when do these F-104 get shut down? Not a big fan of the Abbott investment when you still only have seemingly 1 tornado. We potentially have a second seed as well to deal with these Rolands that are currently built pretty well microed and getting closer and closer to the front line. Tornado once more gets pushed back. The Abbot are now all aiming towards the Roland position, but the Roland already moved away. Good micro there on the side of Vosny Plus. And here come the bombs again. Failed to hit, but they're annoying. The second one likely won't fail to hit. We'll be back here in 60 seconds. Like, that's really the annoying part about them. The reload time just means if the enemy does not start dealing with them, they are going to be here any minute. Or every minute, rather. Then Mark 9 against some infantry and all, but yeah, you need to get your AA in order here as Pasta. Really, 6 Panzer Grenadier, not a bad deck, but it is kind of one-trick pony with those air units, which also got nerfed a bit, so it's not capable of doing quite as much shenanigans on the ground when it does this, which sure was a absolute valid nerf. Positive one, not 1% sure about, but the HE plane that we see here, like that was 100% nerf. As see a Gepard being killed here, we see a BO-105 getting killed, but the tornado it being hit again, and yeah, at that point you kind of would want to have a second tornado seed right behind that to first one baiting the enemy Roland out, get the kill. Now the tornado here getting too close to the Roland, which is interesting because usually Pasta a really good air player, but why not playing from the southern angle? Like, you can fire the missiles from over here when the enemy planes fly in here. Then you don't have to get that close to the Roland. The Abbots here with this damage does not lose the tornado at least. But also is not gaining all that much there. He's not getting the +1 tick in the middle either anymore. And yeah, now we have the tornado seed and the tornado cluster coming in on the other side as the air spam is getting unlocked further. Tornado seed actually a weird investment here. I guess just to eat enemy AA, because there is no radar AA on the side of first UK. So the seed missiles have 0 targets. Another Leo does bite the dust in the north. Like, the ground fight is not going terrible for Pasta. But as long as the air threat is there, Pasta cannot really go on the offensive. Is continuously trading decently thanks to the artillery play and so on as well. Potentially about to get another Milan 2 kill here. As the chieftains, the SAS patrols and AVREs move around. Vernichtungsgruppe getting a hit there. Down to 1 hit point. Gets killed. Panzer Fuchs over here getting killed as well. Milan 2 engaging. Turion AVRE under fire, not getting hit. The F-104Gs moving around. Chieftain Mark 11 smoking off. As we have HE Bomber once more running in. And once more, no tornadoes, no this big assembly of ground AA. As I don't think ground AA would really do it. Javelins are not good against planes. And the tractor piers you don't get all that many of. They're also not that great. So yeah, you have to do it with the Tornado AA. We only have seen 2 so far. You have 4 of them. Could combine them with Tornado Strike Aircraft, with Tornado Seed. Just vessel away the air dominance here. At least the Abbots are doing a really good job, and at least a good couple of Leos have been caught out so that the ground fights here are still okay on the defense here right now. So Chieftain going down, Warrior going down, like the forces of Vosny Plus are getting closer to more successes here. We see the Lynx Hellam moving around. We see the Abbot artillery pieces here getting involved as well. Chieftain Mark 11 getting a good hit, getting a good stress on the situation. And push forward here, finish the job against these units. But so far not doing so, as yeah, understandably Pasta is being defensive, but I don't get the 8 abbots, the 5 abbots when you do not have all your tornadoes bought yet. Like, I kind of get the 3, but he tries to outtrade the 1-minute reload time bombers now. Once the enemy can buy artillery as well. And you don't outtrade the 1-minute reload time bombers if you do not do anything. They take now longer to start paying off. Like, that's what changed about them. But their long time potential has changed 0%. So if you do not deal with them after their first or third run, their first, second, or third run, they really start to pay off big time. They even, try to just bait out stuff. But where are the tornadoes? Where are the tornadoes, Pastor? Now revealing the track drop here. Not a quick reaction here from Vosny Plus. Actually, just going for the bomb drop here. Baiting out the shot again, though, now. Once more, not immediately following it up. Does get hit this time around. So, bit of a weird situation there, but he is starting to get the control over the northern zone. A really weird situation here. Like, as I said, I think F104s in the right matchup can be terrifyingly obnoxious. But in my book, tornadoes are exactly the kind of unit you want against them. Like a unit with a good arsenal of long-range missile to just fire away and eventually kill them. And if you fire with 2, 3, 4 tornadoes at the same time, you will get the kill. As the F104s also have low ACM. They only have 10% ECM, so they are not that hard to hit if you get a missile off against them. The issue is getting a missile off against them, and that tracks for long enough. Ground units are just not having enough time to aim. The Abbott's now getting counter-batteried. The +2 does continue. The Chieftain Mark 9s moving in as well, and yes, Seedplane once more coming in alone, but he knows the Seed Micro on the other side. Like, you need to send the Seedplane in behind your fighters, at least, or behind the strike aircraft. But he does neither, so, like, the air micro of Pasta is, as I said, the weirdest I have seen from Pasta. Because usually Pasta, being a Berlin Command player, knows how to deal with air spam. Usually you get obnoxiously air spammed when you play a division like that, and usually is controlling his own air also really well, but this game he kind of does neither. He does really good ground control, like getting another good kill there, losing the Chieftain Mark 11, that's a bit annoying, but kill there against the Fuchs Milan, then disengaging with the Warrior Pleak and so on. All of that is pretty decent. The artillery did some jobs as well. Milan 2's killed and so on. But yeah, there stands the fact that cannot keep up the trades as long as the F104s are not actively shut down. Still 20 minutes to go, so this game is far from over, but it needs a turnaround point here for Pasta. Now has the artillery counter-batteried as well. Did he only bring one card of Tornadoes? Like, did he only bring one card of the 2 cards of Tornado Fighters? If so, that is just a big omission, but I don't think he does. Like, who doesn't bring both cards of Tornado Fighters in first UK? Even if you just forgot to adjust to your enemy's deck. Just the basic deck, right? We have another Tornado around to cruise, but there's 2 fighters on the other side. One Super Temp does hit one of them. And the Tornado Seed this time around with the right timing does still not get a kill immediately with the alarm. But a good hit here against the F104 again. Good AA micro here on the side of Vosny Plus. So the Tornado Seed gets hit as well. And in the end, yeah, still not a good trade for Pasta, but still once more not the double Tornado. Why not the double Tornado Fighter? You fire 2 Super Temps at the same time. If both hit, you get a kill. And potentially you get 4 or even 6 off putting 2 on the enemy plane, and which should secure the kill. Maybe even against the F-16s on the other side. But 2 against the F-104s. But he's just not doing that. He is artillerying pretty well here with the Abbots, but he's getting one of those killed now as well. TV on the other side might actually survive here. Tornado once more flying in out alone and flying immediately into Roland range. And I really liked what he did with the seed plane there, but really does not plan this out this time around. There is only that air spawn, but you can fly out to the south and then move around. Like it's a weird one air spawn only 1v1 map because it is so small. But you can use that to move south and then move north. +2 for Bosnia Plus does continue here. The Tornado F3 AA does get hit by the F16. Spectre up here not in position to attack in return. Marder is going down, but yeah, I don't see how Pastor is getting out of this. This is a weird little dilemma that Pasta has moved himself into. F3 moving around. SAS patrol getting hit there. Having to disengage. F104s going out with the bombing run. Ooh, trying to go for the Sultan. Tornado once more gets a hit, but with a single tornado, yeah, you often only get one missile out, and that's not enough to have a chance on a kill. So yeah, 2 tornadoes is the way. And Pasta traded well enough on the ground to be able to invest into the 4 tornadoes. Like, obviously, this would have been different if the trades on the ground would have been constant and like he would have taken some heavy casualties. But he was able to invest into 5 abbots. And 5 abbots is more than 2 tornadoes. And he was able to invest into all the track appears here as well. He is trying to find back here in the north now. And he is not out of this yet, but he is 700 points behind now. And he still needs to kill any of the enemy planes. Artillery aiming for the M577s potentially here now. Tornado does get a kill finally on one by diving deep and getting its AM9L out, but losing its life for it. This would actually be okay as well, though. If you trade all your tornadoes for all the F104s and one of the 2 cluster planes, then the enemy has 1 cluster plane left, or which has a pretty long reload time for the rest of the game. It is a point deficit because the tornado is more expensive than the bombers on combined, but that still would be preferable to the current situation. So yeah, instead we see now 2 tornado clusters here entering left stage, and not a single tornado to answer them, and they will be brutal. They will kill the CV here. They'll like to kill some tanks as well. Yeah, Sultan goes down. Mark 9 in the middle does eat some damage as well, and this can come around for more. Old pioneers sitting in the forest. Really would like to know what Pasta was thinking at these moments, like what the reasoning behind not buying more tornadoes was, if they really feared they were not able to afford them on the ground. Yeah, currently they're just falling behind rifle, getting killed in transport as the Pioneer Carl Gustav get a shot off. Even the Spectra peers over here are in danger of being spotted in the forest. Chieftain Mark 11 command moving in into the center here, trying to get around, trying to get towards the center here and get into the zone there as well. That's the Chieftain Mark 11 command moving into the north, getting into the zone and getting the capture there. Armored rifles and SAS patrol getting some kills as the Chieftain Mark 11 is getting around to aim towards the enemy here again. We have armored rifles with warrior pleaks. Really stopping the Pioneer Flam from getting anywhere. The trades up here, whenever only ground units engage, still okay. But Bosnia Plus is not doing terribly there either, so not really a way of winning the game for Pasta. And 14 minutes, 900 points behind on a map that is not ticking all that fast. There's only 9 maximum zones on this map. It is tough, and the Tornado cluster here with great run, and it has the pretty high ECM, so the Tornado AA is not able to get the kills. The cluster bomber actually not all that strong, but still yields some kills, still deal some damage. Tornado AA here, failing to get any hits as it is heavily stressed out, so its accuracy is absolutely in the gutter. Yeah, once more, the F-104 HE does survive. Another Tornado HE AA bomber being brought around. Just needs to focus this down. Gets a hit, but does not focus it down. The seed plane now moves around as well, trying to get the Roland kills. Once more fails. The alarm's really unfortunate. Alarm is a good seed missile, 60% accuracy, good range, so you're supposed to get the hits there. It not doing so is really unfortunate. And the Sheathed and CV goes down before it can capture the point as well. So the +2 here for Plus does continue. And only 12 minutes. Yeah, I see this not going well for Pasta at this point anymore. I don't really see a lane that he could get through here now to actually achieve victory. With the artillery firing onto the targets here. Getting good stress, getting good hits, but not securing the kill. Jaguar 2 does go down as well. The Warrior Applique moving forward, getting some good hits against the 7.6mm MG. Should move further on. Does not do so. 15 Mark 11s will move in as well. Mark 11 over here. Gets into the zone, but won't get any further. And at the same time, we even have a counterattack from Vosny Plus in the south that seems to be too much, as Pasta did not invest into any aircraft on their side, so they don't have the power to actually push back the enemy here in the south with a counter-strike from the air. Would need some ground investment here as well, as the Roland gets hit against the Tornado. F-16's diving deep will get killed here now, but the Tornado is down as well, and the Cluster Bomber still gets a drop-off here. Does not really do anything with it. Does get hit as well, but doesn't need to do anything at this point. With 1000 point lead and still pressure everywhere on the ground, and no really concentrated force around for Pasta because they never could because of the cluster and HE bombers able to strike any concentrated force. This is looking like it will start to be first problematic one here for Pasta. First game that they gonna lose this season, and H loss is have to compensate for 4 players in your group only. So they really would need some points there in game 2 if they really lose this. And yeah, at this point I think that's 95% certain. As like, what do you do as not first UK at this point? You do not have that late game push potential in this division. It is a division that is coming out of rates and constant pressure and having the combined arms longer than the enemy, but obviously 6 Panzer Grenadier can always just throw layer 1s at the problem. And with enough layer 1s, situation always can be fixed. So yeah, not around here yet. As we see the chieftains going down. And yeah, GGVP here. Victory is achieved. And the Vosny Plus taking the game over Hasta la Vista. So GGVP. And yeah, with that, Hasta is down 0-1 here. Needs to really get the game going on map number 2. And we'll see how that will go. As Vosny Plus looks pretty strong, but also just got away with 6 Panzer Grenadier doing exactly what 6 Panzer Grenadier is wanting to do. Kampfschwimmer, Iltis Milan, doing well there. 15 Mark 9s going down across the board. Delta beats the 155mm, getting some good kills as well, but those air taps, yeah, they just kept on swinging. And Pasta, did they have more than than 2 tornadoes? I cannot even really figure it out because only one of them got a kill. One got a kill. Yeah, only 1 tornado kill. Only 1 tornado air kill. It got a gap part in the P105. It's a bit unfortunate that it never found a kill on one of the enemy roll-ons, but it should not have mattered in the first place. But yeah, first game here, going to Vosny Plus. Let's see if Pasta can return in game 2 or Vosny Plus can take their first victory here away. So quick break, gonna be back with game number 2. So here we go. Game number 2, Bosnia Plus on Paris Defense group. And we have Hasta La Vista on the 101st Airborne Division. Once more division with good fighters against a division that wants to throw a lot of trash at the ground. And once more a division that does not have the ground units to really deal with those fighters. So you need your F4s and your F15s to deal with that. Good thing is you can get up to 6 fighters, I believe. 1 card of F4s and 2 cards of F15s. Bad news is you have to deal with a lot of mirages coming your way. Whilst also on the ground, Paris can be quite efficient, and I really hope Pasa is a bit more on top of the air game in this one. Otherwise, this could just go as badly, as Paris is really a strong air division. Solid ground, including the GIGNs, with the flashbang grenades and MP5s. And yeah, it's interesting. As the 500-meter range SMGs are moving around quite a lot. And yeah, they will move up north here, get out, and will get into the town here, where any enemy infantry does not stand a chance if the flashbang goes off. Flashbang immediately stuns, and then 5 MP5s, even after the latest SMG nerfs, still good enough to just demolish anything in front of them quite quickly. So if the GRGNs together with the reservists can get some good control there, that could be quite tough. We saw Pasta here starting with good amount of helicopters, now reducing that number again. Not sure if Kiowa Warriors are really the way here. Pasta, no clue what I'm doing, but I should have fun. Yeah, sorry to say, but it kind of feels like it. The deltas are nice. The deltas can go all the way here, but like you have so many light vehicles and cheap infantry squads on the other side. Plus, on top of that, those air tabs units. Don't think helicopters, especially ATGM helicopters, are the way. Like the ATGM helicopter does not have any rockets to fire on assistance of ground forces. And same goes for the Kiowa Warrior. Amazing mid-sized and even top tier fighter vehicle hunters. Like they can deal with tanks pretty well with the 34 pen and IVs and so on, but not all that many around here. It will one-shot the AMX-30B2, but that's not really the focus here. F15 should go for the clear up here. Like you want to kill off the recon helicopters. First one about to nearly go down here. 6 hit points on them that make them a bit chunkier than in other divisions. So they're not always reliably one passable. And yeah, double eagle opener, meaning that you have really few units and on the ground. Gets a kill here. A 1 F4, a 1 +1 eagle opener I would have liked a bit more. The Alouettes at least are flying on, so you could potentially take them all out with the AIM-9Ms and the Pharaohs, but yeah, eventually these guys also have to go home. Oh, the double sniper team stunning down the Apache here before the Apache can actually get its gunfire out. It is the sniper team, so once it's stationary, it's really tough, and the Mirage 2000 just come around as the enemy F-15s leave, take out the helicopters. Yeah, this is the reason why you cannot play with helicopters in this deck. The Mirage 2000s and the Mirage F1Cs just gonna murder them all. And now both the Apache and the Kiowa Warrior down. Like, weird openers here out of Hasta La Vista. As the Deltas move forward, Reservists FR, F1 under fire. Delta getting stressed out. Pushed back here. And yeah, this is in a tough spot. I don't think it's over, because if you can get control of the air, M1 IPs can just roll over everything that the French can throw at them. But for that, he has to win the air, whilst not losing more ground here, basically. And yeah, not just bringing any helicopters, but it is in a really intensely tough spot already. So yeah, that was not necessary to get yourself into. Like the double helicopter plus double F-15 opener, just a bit weird. I kind of even like the double F-15 opener. Just the two helicopters were completely misplaced. Like this is where you want to use some M1 IPs to just have something that the enemy has to react on, and then your fighters can pounce. Plus a couple of Avengers or so around that can quickly get on target. F-15's out again. But you want to be the reactive one with the F-15s. You do not want to be the active user that moves them over the front line. And yeah, showing them off when they are around so the enemy knows where they are, how long they can be around until they run out of fuel, and then pounce once they run out of fuel. Like, this is a bit scary. Humvee Tow, another unit here that is heavily skewed against armored divisions, but just a bit overpriced against the light division like Paris, where you we will not see the prototype the prototype Leclerc here at all in this game. We will see a couple of AMX-30s, as we see now already. We will not see the prototype. And the Deltas here doing its best, but the GIGN's about to jump in here and ruin everybody's life. 150-meter range. They will throw the flashbang now, and it's done. And now the GIGNs can just finish the job. Their MP5s. Our teams are around. Apache is not the unit here. Yeah. Like, this is looking rough. Pasta doing a bit too much shenanigans and just not good base gameplay here. Like, this is not what you would want to see here. Iowa Warrior moving forward, Apache rockets going after the GIGNs, arrow rifles and deltas around here, and move forward as well. We have the Apache rockets moving around too. F-15 going after the Alouette. But AS-11 down, Apache, Iowa Warrior being shut down. And yeah, now what? Now what here with one of first? This is not playing to their strengths in this matchup. And the strength in that matchup is basically the tank. And yeah, the flashbang just kind of ruining it a bit here as well. He has now enough of the rocket helicopter at least cleared out that a bit, but keeping the rocket helicopter alive is so much effort. Instead of buying more fighters or anything, he is going into the offense. The F-15 flying over the front line. Oh, you cannot afford to do that here. And he buys an F-111 HE. What is this? uh, this is a wild game out of our former Division 1 player, former Division 2 champion here on the right side. It's wild choices for sure. And yeah, two of them being anywhere near good right now. Arrow Rifle Dragons moving in here. Like, all of this is nice. Like, the Arrow Rifle Dragons, for example, are really annoying for any light fire support vehicles or even the MX-30s to move close to. And you can set it all up nicely if you get the right support unit, but the right support unit is a certain M1 IP, not an AH-64 Apache. That just and the F-15s are, as I said, purely defensive. You want to fire as many sparrows before getting into AM9M range as possible from far away, and kill the French with your superior long-range missiles, because that's one of the biggest weaknesses, even of the Mirage 2000. French long-range missiles are kinda ass. So that's where you can get the victories, and he just flew them right into the plop. Right in they go. Like, F-15 can keep up with the F1Cs. That's like the one thing about them. They're fast and they have good missiles. So you want to use that to have a good standoff range and engage from there. And then get your two F-15s to kill one Mirage at a time. Did not do that here at all. Now he sits here with a lot of units into these buildings and is just kind of stuck here. Is the ML Gendarme dealing with the deltas. We'll be able to push through here in a second. Instructor MX-30s at least do get killed. At least the enemy does not have the North yet, so no tick here at least against Pasta, but he is just allergic against M1 IPs, it seems like. He is allergic against American heavy tanks. What have M1 IPs ever done to you, Pasta? Please let us know. Can we help you in any shape or form with your allergy against them? Like, is there some sort of trauma with the M1 IP? Did they let you down when you use them in Berlin Command, or what exactly happened there? Because the Paris bombing runs here are going to intensify. At least 2 Eagles out. So one of them just immediately face palms. Like, this is exactly what you want. And you could have that with a way more stable front line. I mean, that's clearly not it. If a Serb would be allergic to anything, it would be American air power, right? And he is bringing the F-15. But where are the tonks? A rifle dragon moving around. Stingers and Hambito getting bombed. Only a Stinger getting killed. Eagle's a bit out of position here. Can get one more missile to fly out. Hit here would already be nice. Yeah, now you need to get back. Get out of here. There's the 155mm artillery in the south. Sitting around, we see 105mm hitting the Ipijin. Getting the kill there. Deltas can potentially move forward as well. But these deltas over here getting killed by sniper. ML90s likely find the Stinger vehicle as well. Yes. Asta does not really have the front line that you want at this point. Saber, a really good AA gun on the ground as well against helicopters. Helicopter might be able to stun it down and maybe disengage before. It does die here, doesn't it? No. Ooh. It barely escapes with its life. Dragon does engage the Cerberus, does miss though. But yeah, everything is good against helicopter in this French division here on the left side. It even has Mistral teams now, so Crotale, really good against helicopters. Saber, really good against helicopters. Their fighters, really good against helicopters. And their manpads, really good against helicopters. You do not want to play into the helicopter angle of 101st. And that's the great thing about 101st. You can choose your angle. They are pretty flexible. They have decent artillery, they have good infantry, they have a good MEP, the good tank, they have good HGM vehicles, and they have the helicopters. And you could get some helicopters eventually for the right spot and so on. But against a division that is so good at killing them, especially the expensive Apaches, maybe don't bring them in as your main core unit to try to win the front line. BAB moving in himself. And yeah, it's a solid game here out of Bosnia Plus. Not quite as convincing as the first one so far in my eyes, as given the mistakes that Pasta has made, Bosnia Plus, I believe, could have gotten away with more. Wants to air spam maybe a bit too much here, and buys a lot of Mirages here, buying the whole air tab. But we'll see. And Mirage 2000s getting more and more numerous here. As the next HE bomber is coming in. Going in for the kill. All the F-15s on the other side currently reloading. The bombing run gets the Delta. The F-1C can get out before anything can touch it. Because it's absolute speed. As F-1C AA and Mirage 2000 try to fight a F-15. Fail to do so. But a single F-15 not able to kill them either. In the end, nothing much happens. Phantom now finally out as well. So yeah, Asta has brought the air tab. And has decent chances of getting the kill here because you have a lot of AM7Fs on this. Yep, gets the kill on the Mirage 2000. So it's ICM as well. He's trying to play like this. This is a real meme here. This bomber has an insane reload time of 5 minutes. And it's not dealing all that much damage. He's kind of splitting the bomb block there, okay, but he's throwing it on a 4 HP reservist. Like, is Pasta actively not trying to win here? Yeah, 6 minutes. Sorry, I'm sorry. Next, yeah. The bomb reload time is absolutely the highest priority on my list of Eugen now to fix. We got the artillery fix, like that still needs some slight adjustments here and there, but that, and in my eyes, especially in team games, but also in 1v1, has improved the counter battery game by a good bit now. Latest change that the belt can move a bit earlier again and so on. Price changes around them afterwards, but yeah, bombs and the reload times on them is just such an hilarious topic. Yeah, with each bomb, no matter the weight, being 30-second reload. But Toad 2 going down. Yep. Wasn't Plus finally starting to push himself, bringing in a Mirage. Yes, the F-15 Eagle and Phantom are still out though. So, yeah, Wasn't Plus not really getting through, but we see the next Apache instead of an 1IP. I really will have to ask Asta in the pop Discord later what exactly was going on here. If he really just asked for the bombing. Mirage gets the kill. F-15 does turn wrong though, and the Phantom now in trouble. So both planes go down. Oh no, Pasta. And now the Mirages just can get through. this is this is rough. Our fire team leader to go down. A Rifles Dragon to move forward. Yep, this is not what we used to know from Pasta. Like, maybe Pasta should just stay with Berlin Command. And we should all accept that he is perfect one-trick pony, and we should not allow anybody to ban it against him, because like these two games make me wonder what's going on here. Like, Wasn't Plus is playing the divisions exactly how you're supposed to play them, getting away with it, and doing it well. As I said, maybe not even pressuring enough on the ground, but he didn't need to. He was ahead in the trades, and he got the take already, and now he has the +2. All you have to do now is just the bombers coming, give them enough AA protection to, and just kill the last 3 remaining fighters on the other side, and then that's it. 16 minutes in, or 15 and a half minutes in, I'm sorry, we see the first M1IP enter the battlefield. The tank that is supposed to win the fight here, because 18 frontal armor is highly annoying to deal with for the MXs and kind of everything there on the other side. Yeah. Not quite sure what to say here at this point. Like, I'm trying to find an angle in both of these games, but Halster is doing it tough, making it hard here. Try to find an angle on how to try to make this interesting outside of just watching the train wreck, I guess. F-15 does get another kill, but does get killed. Yeah, exactly. Like, you are not supposed to fly them here. You are supposed to keep them here. And then when the enemy comes in, you move them in so that when the enemy turns, you kill them, or force the enemy to fly over your stingers. Then you have the stingers assisting your F-15s to get the kill. And especially don't send them in solo, because then they can't stand down the enemy planes in time, and then all enemy planes are still able to fire on you. 155mm artillery. Going for the counter battery here as well. Counter battery micro here, not really on par either by our player in red here. And yeah, Bosnia Plus, I think, has absolutely shown in these games how that he has the perfect basics down with those kind of aggressive divisions. Question will be how good he is with divisions that are not quite as aggressively leaned, and if matchups and maps don't allow for that. But both of these games so far stable. He never took at all. Like, there was not a single moment in either of these games where I was like, oh yeah, that was a massive blunder. As I said, I think Pasta did it relatively, did make it relatively easy here. But really solid play from Rossi Plus. Like, I was focusing on Pasta's madness, but I don't want to subtract from Rossi Plus's strong performance here. Obviously, a win here against Pasta. gets him a good step closer towards playoffs and towards potential move towards Division 1 eventually. As we see 105 military artillery moving around here. Aero scouts, fire in the rear, reservists and panzer grenadiers under fire. Apache getting killed. Stinger does get a hit. Yep. It's it's so good to have League back, guys. Was a long waiting time because a lot of things going on in IRL. Not quite having the time in the past, my pastime to get around to do all of this. Yeah, little birds moving forward. Pasta got didn't buy fighters against 6 Panzer Grenadiers. Like he just refused to buy 4 tornadoes and slapped the F-104s out of the sky. And in this game, he decided against Paris it would be a great idea to buy a lot of uh, buy a lot of lovely uh, helicopters against the division that has the best anti-helicopter in the game, maybe. ML90 going around. Reservists going down. Apache going down. F-15 Sea Eagle moving in as well. There's the Mirages thing in there. 2 cluster bombers. We'll move around in the south here. Little birds getting the engagements. But little birds are just not the answer against the French here. I mean, if he plays 2 more games like this, obviously he will just be eliminated in stage. If he plays like he played in the season he got promoted, absolutely. But this is not it. And I mean, Pasta played the last couple of weeks quite actively, so I'm not quite sure what happened here. Not sure if he played drunk or if he played at a bad time in general, like just busy, just not quite feeling it. I mean, we all have played against Paris air spam enough in ranked as well, right? Like we all know what they're doing. And kind of the same for 6. Like those are pretty common division that you're running. They're ranked. So, and he plays with like other players in the FOB Discord that all know these divisions really well and so on. And I don't know. Yeah, maybe we just need to allow him to play one of Vercom every single time. Maybe we need to keep him around as our one-trick pony. But I mean, Bend Over was able to branch out a bit more, so Pasta can. Ben, though, actually can maybe fall back even to his American-only one, especially once we get the uh, America's DLC. But yeah, we'll see. Phantom getting the kill. Mirage. Do I think he will get demoted to Division 3? I mean, it's up to him. There is a chance if he plays 2 more games like this. Maybe that's his goal here. Maybe he wants to get back into the kiddie pool where he started. Um, yeah, +2 going on. Wasn't it plus? And ticking as the M1 IPs are here. Milan wants, but I struggle to deal with them. I'll deal 1 damage per hit, so that's 4 more missiles. That means every single one has to hit there actually. But there's not enough ground forces here left because he invested so much into those helicopters. Just died. Question is, Sneaky, will you get back to Division 1? Did you get the mindset? Ruffled Dragons moving up as well. And yeah, there we see it. GG is called. Yes, Pasta losing the first game 2-0. Tough one. Tough one here. An interesting one. Really throwing things around a bit here. We have Pasta now in the end of that group. We have a look at it. Over here. That's Pasta there against Wozny Plus. Does it not let me zoom? Okay. One. That's up to the other. Yep. Other boy and Soldier, Albert Soldier, not walkovers either here for Division 2. So, should be interesting to see what Pasta can do here. Like, Other boy always looks really strong in Division 2. So I feel like there's a. For me, there's like now a 80% chance Pasta does not make playoffs. And like a 30% chance he gets eliminated. Maybe even slightly higher than that. It'll be tough here. Like, if he plays like this, he has no chance. But I feel like he's not always going to play like this. This was really weird play. We know better from Pasta. That was actually not the pick and ban. It was the other game. But yeah, with that said, guys, thanks for watching, everybody. It is a blast to be back with League. Yep. Hope to see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Thank you all once more for supporting over at Matcherino side as well. We're at $50 already. Rising. Yeah, you can assist that with just the click of the claim code button here, adding 25 cents to the prize pool, fully paid out to the players at the end that are eligible for it. And yeah, you can find the links to that in the chat right now. That said, see you all in the next one. Bye, and have